So Koen Shaw.
Yep.
You got this race car behind you.
Yep.
So, who are you? Because you hear Shaw, you hear FastFour Media.
Yeah.
Then it's this Kylie Shaw. You got a sister or something? What's the other? There's another one out there.
Yeah, it's Kyler. And
Kyler?
Yeah.
That was a weird. Hey, y'all, West Coast transgender once again. He's safe. He don't even got to change the name, bro. Keep going.
Yeah, no, we basically started out in micros together racing, and it's funny because we ran sprint cars. And
So you were better than him at driving. That's why he went the video route.
Not quite. I started a little earlier than him. He started later. He wasn't quite sure if he wanted to race or not, and went from there. He made it through micros a lot quicker than I did because I was already at the sprint car level at that time. And then once we started fielding 2 sprint cars, he picked it up a lot quicker than I did, and he had top-notch equipment to begin with. So basically, I don't know, groomed it to where he could jump into equipment that'll get him where he needs to be, and he ran up front. Then the FastFour Media thing took off. So yeah, it's funny.
So you were crew chief.
I was crew chief, driver, crew chief in my own stuff at most points.
So what you were setting? You said you were setting him up though.
Yeah.
Or, so what? He was just straight up driver. He didn't know.
Just about.
He was trying to be a Cole Trickle, basically. he didn't know how to set up the car. I could drive. Get me in the car. I could drive.
In a way, he knows some things.
He, like bump stop or something? Or?
That's a little more technical.
Oh, it's too much rubber on the shaft? Or rubber on the shaft, sorry. So that's... Keep going. I mean, so you progressed. You were crew chief driver.
Yeah.
And then his videos started.
Yeah, so he started out in photography, and then the video started taking off, and he got into the live stream thing, and I progressed from there, and he's become big time now, FastFour Media. And
now, what is big time? Does he live in like a mansion somewhere, or
not quite? But he's
not Jesse Douglas big time. He's not
no.
Dirt Co. Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it micro famous? Is that pretty much what it is?
In a way,
it seems like
micro,
what it is. It seems like you see it.
Yeah.
Micro. If you're outside the micro scene, it's like, what is FastFour Media?
True. Yeah. Micros, outlaw karts, a little bit of the midget scene here and there. So yeah. And then it's funny.
He's battling like Speed Shift, and Speed Shift's kind of just like went out there and like just took over all little territories. They just went to every local track and been like, hey, here's a little money, and you sign up under our name, and we'll put you on our Speed Shift deal. So it's like...
Well, it's funny because I don't know the whole details, but behind the scenes, they're kind of allies in a way.
Well, I would assume everybody's trying to shake hands. They don't want to come out and be mean. They want to come out and try to, make a deal happen one day, probably. That's
right.
It's probably what it's setting up to be. Be nice, and then, maybe one day it's like, how much do you want it for, And so now they take over that whole scene.
True.
So that's how capitalism works, domination.
Yeah.
But anyway, so how were you when you had this crew chief deal going on?
When I started running micros, and when I was about to get into the sprint car for the first time, my dad's basically told me that I need to learn everything from shocks, setting up my own stuff.
So it went to you being racer only, or was he doing the video stuff too?
Junior sprints restricted. I was the racer. I didn't know a lot about setup.
So when the video stuff kicked off, he pretty much put the racing on the side.
In a way, yeah. So he raced a lot, filmed in between, mostly in California, and then took it to the next level.
When the video
and then
got bigger.
The racing shrunk, a little bit at a time.
Almost like pick and choose type racing after the video. But you were staying full time in the racing week in, week out.
Yeah.
Did that make you more famous?
Not quite. It's funny because I'll show up to the races even nowadays.
And they'll think that it's him, or...
No, I get a lot of people walking up to me. Oh, where's Kyler? He's in Illinois. Oh. Or he'll come in and race or be around for a little while. Then they go, oh, where's Kyler? Oh, he's Oklahoma or wherever in the country. So.
But even there in the earlier days, before it got as big, when you were racing, did it not help, or... Kind of just the Shaw last name didn't resonate? It was more so FastFour?
A little bit. At one point, some people didn't even know that he had a brother because he was the more outgoing one.
That is true. You can be masked underneath him. I mean, ask Kerry Earnhardt.
True.
He had the worst example of that, and he's actually the more relevant looking one. But so, when did you go to the sprint car? What age was that? And how many years was that removed from you being more full time into it, and he's more like...
So I started messing around with sprint cars when I was 15. Ran like 10 races my first year, 10 to 12.
What motor?
360 non-wing.
So you went 360. Was it the spec deal or
No,
because I know y'all got some weird.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Y'all got some weird sprint car stuff out here. Even the crate car that I ran.
Yeah.
It's like there's a few of them out there, but
Right.
it's kind of not as broad. And then you got this spec sprint deal.
Yeah. So the spec sprints have been around for a little while.
And they were big. Apparently there was a lot of them, and then they just like killed the class some weird way.
It's kind of spread out. Like Petaluma has a weekly deal.
But it used to be a little more, conglomerate. They used to work together, and there was a lot of the cars.
Right, like they have the Hunt Series, which kind of brings everyone together, but still it's kind of spread out to where, I don't know, I think they got 12 to 15 races in the season. And
so at 15, though, you went to non-wing. They had a non-wing 360 series.
Yeah, and Peter Murphy had a hand in that, getting me kind of into a sprint car, because the year before that I was helping them out. So I would race on Fridays at Visalia. That'd be my point season, basically. And then on Saturdays, I'd go with them to Santa Maria, Hanford, and kind of learn stuff. Be like a grunt, I guess you could say.
Green-handed guy or something.
Yeah.
A helper.
Yeah, a helper.
Kind of a helper.
Yeah.
So then the 360 non-wing sprint car deal happened at 15. That's pretty damn young for 360s.
Yeah.
Is there somewhat of a, I don't know, is there like a pressure on the West Coast to go to sprint cars at a really young age? Because that's the only... I said y'all been living in Jeff Gordon's shadow for 30 years, and now Larson came along and put y'all in the shadow once again, because the racing around here, the talent's like PA Posse-esque, but you never hear about it nationally.
Right.
I mean, you don't hear about nobody.
Yeah.
You don't even hear about the racing. Speed Shift, luckily, let you see it, but most people don't even click play because they don't know anyone.
True.
Is there that pressure in this side of the country that you got to get to a sprint car at 14, 15 or you're going to be left behind?
Right. I guess so for some people. For me, it was just I wanted to get in a sprint car. That was like my ultimate goal at that time, and had the opportunity, so jumped on it. Not necessarily, like some people will probably argue and say I started out early to sprint car, which I guess I could agree.
Did you have success prior, or were you just out there?
So junior sprints, I was more so out there, kind of getting my feet wet in the dirt stuff, which is at the time was a go-kart motor on one of them little, I guess some people would call them a box stock in a way.
Was it like the Predator 121s or?
At the time, it was the KT100 Yamaha motors.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2-strokes. And then in restricted, kind of got a little more competitive. I got my first brand new race car, and my last year there, we ran second to in the championship, and that was the year that I was pit crewing on the side too.
And then you went to sprint car.
Yeah, so I didn't even run open yet. I went straight to a sprint car and started testing that.
Well, when you look at the price tag for an open, and back then it was probably a little cheaper.
It was definitely cheaper. Like I was just talking to someone earlier. It was all carbureted basically when we first moved into the open class, and a stock motor could compete. So you could take a bone stock, basically pull your restrictors out of your restricted motor, maybe a little bit of different fuel changes, and you could compete. Nowadays, if you got a stock motor, and especially on carburetors, forget about it. You can't run open.
So what happened with you with the 360 non-wing? Did it go good, go bad? Did you have practice? What happened?
Yeah, I had a few practice sessions. That season, I don't know, I think I got a couple top 10s out of that. I won my first heat race at Santa Maria, which was pretty cool. And even so now, compared to then...
Who was all running this series, too? Was there some good wheels?
You had Corey Cruzman on occasion. There was a few local guys, and then Rusty Carlisle. He was a good guy around here.
Did you have Roa in there at all? No?
No, that was before Roa.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Peter Murphy and Justine Hamlin, Craig Stidham, a lot of local guys that were really good with the wings off. So there was a little more of the veteran guys that were still running. Even the Pombos are a big name around here. They were running, Davey and Albert. Other than that, compared to now, you got a few of the veteran guys that have been around for a while, but most of them are like teenagers, early 20s that are basically trying to get to the 410 level, maybe even go on to Indiana or, the national USAC level in a way.
That's kind of interesting too, because once again, getting back to the Jeff Gordon effect. But prior to that, California non-wing sprint car racing was like a really big deal. It was just as big as Indiana, and it just seems like after that, it kind of went away too. Or I don't know if the two are correlated in effect, but it does seem like that. If you're a non-wing guy in California, so get the hell out. Run away.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta leave to do anything where that's not what used to work.
Yeah.
What is that? Just what it feels like? Is that what it is? I mean, that's how I view it.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
And it's hard to do that because you are on an island. I mean, there's a lot of empty nothing. Trust me, I drove it 5, 6 times now. There's nothing between here and Oklahoma. I mean, unless you like getting stoned in Colorado or something. I mean, there's nothing but mountains and freaking rivers. I mean, it's cool for the first hour, but after that, it's like that's all you see for a long time. And then you get to Indiana and Missouri and Oklahoma and Texas and all the racing states, Iowa, all that, Nebraska.
Right.
It's hard for y'all to even make that move. You gotta literally throw your life away,
right,
to try to make that move. If you're gonna do it full time. I mean, it seems like even the big names over here, they'll just plan a speed week.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right. Yeah. Basically.
Is that frustrating or something? Because the regular guy can't do that.
Not necessarily. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I like to say I'm a racer's racer. I just love racing. I don't care if it's a sprint car, go-kart, micro.
Right.
As long as I can run anything, that's all I really
and you picked up
worry
a heat
about.
race when pretty quick, I guess. How many races was that?
That might have been 8 or 9. That came in July, August.
Any notable names you beat in that one?
Well, TJ Smith kind of got caught up into something a little early.
You don't want to say that. You want to say there's no video evidence of there, is there?
Very true.
So, I mean, you could have just lied and got away with,
Nah, but Rusty Carlisle ran second, and he was a guy I looked up going into the series, so that was pretty cool for me.
Okay, so what progressed from there? What happened?
A couple DNFs, a big learning curve, and then...
What do you mean? When I hear learning curve, I think flip.
Luckily, the non-wing, my first year, I didn't flip. It was mostly, just bad luck. In a heat race, someone spun the tires, and they kind of came up and put me in the wall at Bakersfield. And then one night at Tulare, we're going down the front stretch, and someone lost a muffler, and of course, I happened to run it over and cut a tire and stuffed it in the wall. So,
how's that learning curve? That's just like wrong place, wrong time.
More wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. The learning curve came when we put the wings on later that year.
Oh, okay. So he's like, okay, I got some big car laps. Now let's leave the throttle down.
They kind of changed it up on me, and we decided to give Trophy Cup a try for the first year.
Oh wow! Just like that was your first experience winged?
No, luckily Watsonville, their season kind of carried on a little longer than it does now. So there was 2 races in October leading up to Trophy Cup. So at least I got some wing experience. So we did that, and I didn't make the show the first night. I don't know if I made the show the second night, but we were going along, and the left wing panel blew off. So
wow. Well, I mean, your non-wing skills
exactly
kicked in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. But
how was it? How was the first experience non-wing to wing?
It took quite a bit of time and probably longer than it should have, because I don't know, non-wing, I'm used to having to set the car, whereas the wing car, if you do that, the car does a lot of goofy stuff. So go to Trophy Cup, and of course I'm trying to set the car like a non-wing guy.
At Trophy Cup? I heard that place is just eat sprint cars.
That's
what
brutal.
I was told. That's what the track's for, is eat sprint cars.
In a way. It's kind of been different the last couple years, I guess, but it's had a history of eating cars.
And what's the main culprit of that? Is it the cushion right on the wall?
It's
a big track in a way, ain't it? I mean,
yeah.
And it's got these long straightaways, so you carry good speed, but then it's got tight corners with a big wall around it, or did Trump build that or something? Y'all keeping Mexicans out? What's going on?
In a way, I guess it does have a monster wall now. It used to have just a normal catch fence, and there was a lot of people that would get up on the wall and tip it over, or some hung it in the catch fence, and then you got a long fence repair. So that's why they built the wall that is now the Thunderbolt wall, and to kind of save time, especially at Trophy Cup, you would have 10 cars flipping, you'd have to do 3 wall repairs in one night, so it took some time.
And the most recent conspiracy, I guess. I heard. I didn't even know about it. They were talking about the wreck, the Larson win a few years ago, where somebody flipped and they should have thrown the red, but they just let the race end. There's a car flipped and stopped off of 4.
Yeah,
and they just leave it green because Kyle Larson's going to win the race, and that's what all the officials want, is their baby boy to get the W, I guess.
It definitely
seems like a lot of people around here didn't like it. That's what, like I said, I didn't even know about it. They came up to me because I got a little pissed at the BC39 deal.
Oh, yeah.
Which really wasn't as bad as this example from the Trophy Cup.
Yeah, kind of relatively to that. So last lap of the Trophy Cup, it's Kyle's last one because next year he's
right back to
NASCAR
cinematic
stuff.
Bullshit. Yeah.
So this was his last Trophy Cup. He did put on a show. I think he started last row, obviously.
But everybody puts on shows. Once again, keep going with the story. Tell the nation what occurred.
So him and Brad are going at it.
Brad sweet?
Yes.
Or sour?
Sweet.
Because it sounds like a sour fucking situation occurred.
Keep
going.
Coming to the checker, going into 3 and 4, Kyle threw a slider. They were going side by side, and I think Kyle clipped Brad's right front, or he might have even been on the outside, but Brad goes upside down. Kyle's
off of 4.
Yeah.
This is like actually mid-corner, kind of like mid, because he threw a dirty slider on him. Kind of. They made contact. It's dirty.
True.
You can see if you're going to clear the guy or not. You know it's coming.
So Brad's upside down. Kyle has a flat right rear, torque tube, drag link, everything's falling out.
Now there's a car stopped
Yeah.
at the top of the track.
Turn 4 on
in
the side.
turn 4 with cars full speed coming. Everyone else.
And it looked like basically the scene from Cars where Lightning McQueen's got both rear flats and he's just inching for the line.
Or Talladega Nights,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
I'm on fire.
he won the championship and the race, which here's where the controversy comes, is he crossed the line, but if you go to years later, there was a photo finish between Tim Kading and David Gravel, and Gravel was running out of fuel and inched at the line, but where the transponding loop was, because there's a picture of them side by side, it looked like Gravel won. Well, if I'm correct, they gave the win to Tim Kading because he crossed the transponder loop. So it's kind of...
What do you mean?
Because the transponder loop is after the flag stand.
Right. Larson passed it, though. I thought under power.
If you watch the video, yes and no. I don't know. I'm not a scorer.
So hold on. Not only do they not red flag it and add a green-white checkered like you're supposed to when there's a dead car with full-speed vehicles coming and not everyone's completed the lap or even got to the checkered yet, but they let his car stop before the supposed transponder line and still give him the win.
Either that or Roger Crockett probably beat him at the line where the actual transponding loop was, but I don't know. It's a controversial
and then
situation.
you had the Stockton situation with Shane Stewart.
That too, yeah. I swore I thought Shane...
Oh, yeah, he did.
I thought he won it, and then they said, well, the transponding loop is after, or it's in a different location of the flag
unless
stand.
our baby boy comes to a stop. So anyways, all this from your first going to Trophy Cup, so that I plan on going. The 5,000 to start, that's what races need to be,
Yeah, it's
simple.
Definitely a good show.
Most people don't hear. They hear about it, but they don't really pay attention to it.
Exactly. Like I saw someone on Facebook, oh, is Trophy Cup worth it? And it's like, it's the 26th year, and you don't really know what Trophy Cup's all about.
That's why, a lot of people's been, kind of thanking me a little bit because I've been talking whatever I've been talking, but it's been about California, and people are hearing about it for the first time in a way,
Yeah,
Nobody
definitely
knew who Justin Sanders was, apparently.
Yeah.
Now they know who Sanders is, Golubic is, Gualda, now they're hearing about all these people for the first time, and it's just as talented as Deweese or Dietrich.
Right.
Which
is crazy because Justin, Tony's up and coming, and even Shane, they're
Golubic is
they're real
stout,
good guys
man.
out here.
Golubic, and I'm leaving out 5 or 6 other people.
True.
The Shark.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's one of my favorites for sure.
Forsberg is kind of like the only guy people have heard about, and he's he struggles a lot with the new crowd that's out there. And from what I've seen, he ain't really as stout as what he used to be in the situation. Now there's these younger guys with some good talent.
Right.
They give him a damn good run for his money, and TK's back in town.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Well, TK definitely gave Kyle Hurst the right rear, man, at Silver Dollar. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't watch it,
Oh, my
no.
God. Oh, it makes me want to pull it up right now. It was bad, man. I think he knows he did it wrong. But, yeah, the young guys coming up. I mean, I think Forsberg, he's still good. He's still a threat to win.
Definitely, yeah.
That's the only guy people maybe have heard about, you know. And they may have heard of Golubic because of the Keith Coons.
Yeah.
Or not Keith Coons, but
the
Clausen
Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Just
some
odd.
good guys.
The Kyle Larson shadow.
In a way.
It makes sense. I mean, y'all can talk all you want. I'm just talking common sense. But keep going.
Yeah, so
But
definitely.
The names around here, you just don't hear about. It's like weird.
Yeah, like Sean, he's won championships. Forsberg's obviously won Civil War and Placerville multi-time champion. Chico. You got Kyle Hurst.
Golubic put it to the Outlaws again.
Yeah.
Andy Gregg.
Yeah, I like
really
seeing
good at
Andy Gregg running towards the front too.
Placerville, he outqualified Larson, guys.
Yeah.
Like, he outqualified your godchild, the greatest of all time. I mean,
yeah, I was happy to see Andy.
And that's a
do
working
that.
guy, from what I've understood.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's a 9-to-5 type guy, or probably longer than that, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
And you just got an abundance of other guys that are just stout. Even DJ Neto, he's really good. Vicino's, both of them, you know, they're really good in anything they drive.
Yeah.
And you got some people that no one's ever even heard about.
Right.
It's like just ridiculous. So, anyways, Trophy Cup. I'm gonna be there. Apparently, first time anyone's heard about it again.
Yeah.
But it's $5,000 to start. Even the guy I know coming down over here, he's pretty stout. Tim Crawley. Apparently, he's got a ride because he there with Tyner. He was buddies with him back in the day.
Yeah, I see he's gonna run the 7C. So.
Yeah, is that a good car?
Yeah, it's definitely good equipment out here in California.
See, he runs weird. They call him the Crawl Daddy, and it's weird because he sets up off the right rear. He doesn't set up off the left. He's even got the bar reversed, like the actual back chassis bars. He's got it set up the other way. So it's weird. On those little quarter-mile slick tracks, that works.
Yeah.
You know, but who knows if it'll work at Trophy Cup, you know. And he's driving for somebody. He'll probably be expecting it. Are you going to run? You're going to run this year?
No, this is the first year since
$5,000 to start and you're not running?
No, it's real tough. Definitely,
it is a tough track. I heard.
For 360 racing, it's right up there with the Outlaws, probably. I don't know, Knoxville Nationals.
It's probably harder. I think a lot of 360 races are harder to win than outlaw races just because the price to play. You know, there's going to be more competition out there.
Definitely. I mean, you got 110 guys, so.
Well, see,
equipment, drivers, it's all going to be top-notch stuff.
So you're scared?
No, I got my best friend's bachelor party that weekend. So.
Oh, my God. Well, now we know why he ain't on top, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just playing. Trying to not let your buddies down, I guess.
Yeah, not only that.
That's a bad time to schedule a bachelor party. Was you not upset with them when you heard of the date?
Not really. I don't have a lot of luck at Trophy Cup. I've balled up 3-4 cars. One of them.
So
being
it
my
does
brother's.
eat sprint cars.
Oh yeah, it's 8 and 3 or 4 of ours. One of them was when I was running my brother's car.
So how much money is getting taken away when you ball up a car? I know it can be differential depending on if the rear end snaps or something like that. You know, that's probably the biggest thing outside of the motor is probably the rear end price wise, ain't it? Or,
I'd say so. Then
or chassis.
You got
probably
shocks
motor,
and
chassis, rear end, and now you go to everything else because a good rear end. If you want a good rear end, it's very expensive.
Right. Definitely.
All the little trick stuff they got up in there.
Yeah.
You know, the aluminum. Or no, titanium. Sorry.
Titanium, yeah.
Yeah, they got. I was over at DMI in PA. It seems like PA just is the hub for all the parts as well. And yeah, they got some pretty trick stuff they put up in there.
Yeah.
Depending on your rules.
Yeah.
But most people don't care about rear end rules. They're like, whatever. Put the midget configuration in there. Make it spin better.
Yeah.
You know. So anyways, Trophy Cup. We're trying to get past this, but I mean, I guess we're all going except you. So. You went to Trophy Cup first time.
First time. Go out for the heat race. Trying to set it like an on-wing car. And, of course, turn one got that typical rut getting into one. And it's still pretty heavy. And got up on the bike and off she went. First rollover in a sprint car.
Wait. So first laps?
I think it was like lap 2 maybe.
So first you just go in there, you try it out, and destroy a car.
Flicked that thing in there and got up on the bike and off she went.
How quick does it happen?
Pretty quick.
When you go in there when do you know something's wrong? Is it by the time you're flipping that you know something's wrong, or can you feel that hit?
You definitely feel that hit.
And then here comes you feel it kind of moving, or how's it go down for the sprint car guy when it's flipping? I'm sure it's not. You gotta have, because if you're watching somebody about to flip, you can see it's about to come.
Yeah.
A little bit. You can see
Right.
it start to snap, or you can see that unweird look. When does the driver know? Does he know where he's looking, where he's going? He's like, oh, I'm about to hit it, or is it something that just kind of reaches out and gets you?
Sometimes it reaches out and gets you. Sometimes you know where it's at and try to avoid it, and you just can't. So.
Oh, you hit it. Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes.
And you did that at Trophy Cup first time.
Yep. Found it.
Second lap. Now, could you repair it?
Yeah, we got it back out for the D race, and then we ran when you don't do good on your first night, obviously you got Saturday, you're in the D main because of points. So.
How big are the fields in these D mains at Trophy Cup?
Well, that's the thing is like for this year, 110 cars, you're gonna have like 5 or 6 D main events, and they only take the top 2 out of each to make the
And
seat.
you'll have how many cars in each one? Probably 12.
I think they do about 12 in each, yeah.
And you'll have how many Ds?
Usually it's 5 or 6, depending on how many guys
Wow.
bother showing up. Maybe they destroyed their car, because you got to get through 2 nights before you get to Saturday. So
5 or 6 Ds, man. That's creepy unless you're Haley Deegan. But no. So anyway, so after that goes by, what's next?
So
you did the D.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you didn't make the top 2, and
I don't think I did that year. No.
And I'm guessing you were kind of pissed off at Trophy Cup.
Not really. It's a cool race to be a part of. It's just so competitive, that you're going up against the best. So.
Right. And people travel to make that race too.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a drive. Once again, I know. But so that's the end of the year for you, that opening year. So you went at 15.
Yeah.
So you
15
went,
going on 16.
15 going on 16. You went from go-karts, not open.
Well, I went through quarter midgets, and then I did junior sprints and restricted in the micros, 600s.
Okay.
And then before going to the open 600s.
Oh, okay.
So my rookie year in sprint cars was the same as my rookie year in open 600s.
Okay.
So I ran both. So that's why I only did like 12 races in the sprint car.
Oh, okay. So then the next year, you still doing both? Because it is
still doing both.
Honestly, the micro scene around here is almost, it's really competitive, and you kind of hear about some of the micro drivers more than you do the sprint car guys, the worst and all that,
Yeah, so, definitely.
Talk about that, so you're still doing both going into next year.
Yeah, doing both. 2009, I ended up second in the non-wing championship at Lemoore. So 2010 was kind of my focus to go after the Lemoore, because it was a part-time schedule, so I could still run sprint cars. My brother was still running junior sprints, so it kind of cycled in to where everything was kind of working out in a way. So I ended up winning the championship in non-wing, and we kind of went back and forth between wing and non-wing, because that was obviously
360 still.
Yeah, 360. Yep.
And this motor was just taking this beating.
Well, refreshing during the winter.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. You can only get so many races out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how did the points battle go?
I didn't chase points. We kind of.
I thought you said you were going to.
Oh yeah, for the micro, we ended up winning the championship.
You did end up. Okay.
Yeah.
At Lemoore.
Yeah.
And then that was, I guess. Okay. How is the sprint car going the same time? Or nothing.
We kind of ventured into Watsonville, running the wing stuff a little more.
Seems like a lot of people run that place, but you don't really hear about that place much either. I mean,
which is crazy to me, because a lot of the guys that ran some outlaw stuff, or even were really big in California, you had Shane Golobic running their weekly at one point. Brad First still runs their weekly. He's a former outlaw. Brent and Bud still run. And then you got
seems
some
like
local
around
mix.
there people talk about San Jose Speedway more than Ocean. That's the problem. Everybody's remembering the old days instead of what's happening now.
True.
I guess San Jose was that big of a deal to them over there.
Definitely pretty big.
That you are Randy Hannigan and everybody like that.
Yeah.
And then they were saying Terry McCarl relocated out here to run.
Yeah,
there.
he ran a season out here for the '88 Country Builders car.
Yeah. For the competition, apparently. But you're running both wing, non-wing, micro, winning the championship.
Yeah.
What goes on? How's the progression? Because now you're micro champion, so now you kind of want to focus on the sprint car, wouldn't you? Or
That's the thing is with my brother still running restricted 600s, he still wasn't old enough to run the sprint car stuff. So 2011,
you were still crewing?
I was still a little bit of helping him out, running my own stuff. So being that I was going to be committed to running the micro stuff still, I ended up running 3 classes in one night for the whole season at Lemoore. And that was probably one of the funnest years in micros for sure.
So what? You didn't do any sprint car stuff? Or?
Yeah, I still did the sprint car stuff.
But you ran 3
classes.
Open, restricted, and
they still had the stock class at that time, which was a legit stock class.
Oh my! So you were beating up on these learners?
Not quite. No.
How much were you getting paid?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, pit pass money or
not
even that? Over here, pit passes is ridiculous.
And
let's say a national average for pit pass is $30. Y'all are getting raped at like 45, 50. Even the big race is 60. I think Oval National is like 75.
Yeah, that's why I
ridiculous.
Usually hang out in the stands.
And then you don't even get paid cash at the end of the night. What's up with this check bullshit?
Yeah, that's sometimes it's frustrating.
And then gas prices, and then all this other stuff, and cigarettes, even cigarettes. Look at you, it's insane. I was in Kentucky. It's $4.20 for Marlboros. And people are like, cigarettes just cost that much. No, there's $5 of taxes that they're charging with the gas too. I mean, it's two. I drove away. It was $2.10.
Yeah, now we're pushing $4 out here.
$3.99, $3.85.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go to AMPM with the old ass, leftover gas is what I'm told it is, leftover fuel that they auction off at some of these. It's like, here's some fuel in a tanker, been sitting in the desert for 3 years. AMPM, highest bidder. That's apparently what happens. That's what I've heard. Not true. That's just what I've heard. So anyway, you did the 3 classes. Did you dominate everybody?
Not quite.
Was there any girls you beat up on? Right reared a few of them?
Nah, definitely not right reared.
Damn.
We have a few girls that we compete against.
I'll tell you what, y'all got the best female racer in the country in Jody Robinson.
She's definitely good.
When you went in the sprint car challenge race, I mean, probably someone who's closest to her is Morgan Turpin. She's a Southwest.
Yeah, I hear she's really good.
She's good, but I've also seen her get beat by a girl named Michelle Melton in Texas.
Oh,
destroyed her. And Michelle Melton's not that stout. I know 20 guys from Texas on the same level are better than her. And then, Harley White, obviously. But Jody Robinson, man, out here, Sprint Car Challenge, I'm telling you, it's PA-esque. They don't have people in PA. Yeah. No girls up there whooping some ass, but y'all got Jody Robinson. I mean, she's stout for a girl racer. That's like the best in the country.
Yeah, she's pretty good for sure.
Not going to hear about her unless she throws down some NASCAR money or something, but Haley Deegan's better than her, so.
Nah, Jody's pretty good. She ran one of my micros before. So.
How'd she do? What do you mean, my micros? Are you trying to own her?
No,
This is the West Coast, bro.
Definitely not.
You can't be saying you own people.
No rent-a-ride or anything like that.
Did somebody drive for you? Did you put a girl in your car?
I did one time. Actually, twice, because I had Holly Shelton run one time.
You got to be careful on how you say this. Did you put a girl in the car? Did she get in the car? Was there consent? How did it happen?
She raced
This
the
is
race
West
car.
Coast.
She raced my race car.
Okay. With a suit on?
With a race suit.
Okay, a race suit.
A race suit.
Okay, all right.
Fire suit.
I'm just covering your ass, bro. This is California, bro. I'm just saying.
I know.
No transgenders yet? None that you know of, because they do these changes as kids. I mean, hey, Haley Deegan, give her a buzz cut and a mustache. Watch that shit change real quick. Take the makeup off.
Oh man.
That's funny. I don't know why you ain't laughing, but So, anyways, you're running the 3 classes. I'm assuming you had success if you're the track champion the year before.
It's funny because I think I had as many wins as I did 2-spot penalties that season.
What do you mean? What's this 2-spot?
So I don't know why, but they had this rule that if you passed on the berm, which non-wing I like to do because you got to get that weight transfer to the right rear.
Left front. It's kind of like Chili Bow at the berm.
Yep. Every time you make an advancement on the berm, you get a 2-spot penalty.
Was that a new rule?
For that season, it seemed like it.
Was you winning the year before with the... Oh, wow. So it's almost like they singled you out.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know if there's any
Was
animosity.
anyone else doing it?
I mean, there was a few people that
but you were really good at it, basically.
I don't know about that, but I did it more
You
commonly.
won the championship. I mean, you had to be some kind of damn good.
Yeah, I ended up winning the championship in non-wing. I ran third in stock, even though I blew up one night in hot laps, so I didn't get to run the whole night.
So when that was occurring, you were getting penalties. Was there ever a point where you won the race, and then after the race they'd be like, 2-spot penalty?
Fortunately not. I didn't have a win taken away from me, but there was one night I came from like 10th, and I made a pass for second or third on the last lap, and I was on the berm, and he hopped my right rear because the track was still a little narrow. I didn't throw a slider. Hopped my right rear, stuffed it in the fence, and I was coming to checkered, and I got a 2-spot penalty in tech. Not on the radio, in tech.
Wow, that's some communism I ain't heard about before.
It was a pretty interesting season.
California. Y'all have some great micro tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
Delta's
Definitely top
really,
notch.
really good.
Yeah.
And the racing is as well. But like I said, I just think those cars are way too expensive. And
They-
you're not
they've
really
gotten out of
learning
hand.
much. I don't think you can disagree, but I just see from looking at guys who are stout in sprint cars that go, or micros that go to sprint cars. I've even talked to a few of them. There's not much you're learning in a micro that is helping you in a sprint car.
Yeah.
It's kind of a whole nother thing. You drive it
True.
completely different. So
Yeah.
and when you look at race savers or the 602 cars, or even the 360 non-wing, the price tags, especially with this new 10J, that's insane. The price tag on some of those things, it's insane. And if you get beat by one, you think you need it.
That seems to be the mentality out here. I don't know. We could build a home-built T4 6 chassis, and if it's winning and consistently winning, guys want that. It's kind of a, I don't know, monkey see, monkey do in a way.
Right.
If a guy put together a 4-coil car and it won consistently on a weekly basis, guys would want it, and that's not common out here as far as something like that. It's just, if people see it winning, they want it.
Even out here. Even though, I mean, I don't know. It seems like micro world is different. Some people want that. Some
It's
people want to look
definitely
good because they may not be good.
Yeah.
They just want to look stout because they ain't stout. You see that a lot. Most of the time you see these micro teams roll out with more than one car, and they all have the same paint scheme, and there's only one guy who can really drive. But they want to look like they're a little clique from high school. They're cool.
I've seen a few.
And then they call Brady Bacon or Chris Bell to come out
Yeah.
and run one, and now they spike the field. And then you're probably going to feel like it is their car that beat you,
Yeah.
because you can still, you could be stout, but if you ain't got that little titanium this or that, it can matter if a guy's out there. It's just as good,
Yeah.
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 So, and that's unfortunate. It's even in the sport. I can't believe. Are they going to do anything about that? Have they talked about outlawing stuff like that, or it's just open? So
It's kind of open. It's kind of a open book. I mean,
I feel like we should have had Kyler in here for this. He knows probably more about the micro scene. You've grown up.
well, he's definitely gone coast to coast as far as seeing what goes on the East Coast and what goes on out here, and definitely able to compare the two. So
Okay, so anyways, back to your racing. So you did all that, the 3 deals.
Yep.
How did the sprint cars get any better for you?
yeah, we ran the wing stuff. They tried bringing out an ASCS SoCal, I guess is what they called it, and we ended up 7th in
You
points.
had
in
the
that.
Civil War though, right?
Yeah, Civil War was still going.
Which was Sprint Car Challenge, correct? It's pretty much the same thing. One died, one came
It
over.
depends who you ask.
Well, I know there's a little drama and all that crybaby crap, but what I'm saying basically is Civil War, and then Sprint Car Challenge kind of started, and Civil War kind of died.
In a way, there's still a Civil War series, but it's not quite. By
Civil
far
War used
not
to be
what it
the
used
dominant
to.
360 sprint car series.
Yeah.
That's what you came to watch.
Right.
Sprint
And-
Car Challenge didn't exist really.
No, it didn't exist until 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but at the time, Civil War was still going, and
Civil
they
War
brought
was
in the
going.
ASCS at the same time, right?
To kind of bring in a valley circuit.
Oh,
So it was
Southern
kinda-
Cal.
It was Hanford, Tulare, Santa Maria, and I think that was it.
Because
So-
the drives to go all the way up to Chico, that's probably the one thing that hurts California is the distance between the tracks.
Yeah.
It's insane. Y'all got to in PA, you drive an hour and a half, you hit every major track there
Exactly.
is in
Yeah.
a circle. I mean,
Yeah.
here you got to drive, probably from here
2 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, we got a few local tracks here that are like 45 minutes away,
Right.
but for the most part. Traveling wise,
Now,
most guys
Ocean's
are,
3,
yeah.
you know. What? Stockton's 3.5, 4?
Stockton's 2 for us.
2. Merced, not that bad. Hour
Merced's
and a half.
about a 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you go Chico,
Chico's
Placerville.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Placerville's 4 hours.
And
Marysville's
then,
3.
Petaluma.
Petaluma's 4 on a good day.
Yeah. The traffic you got to deal with.
Sometimes it's, yeah.
What's the other one? Antioch.
Antioch no longer runs sprint cars.
Oh, not even special events, huh?
They got rid of their weekly deal. Well, I don't know if they're gonna have
What's
special
this Kern
events next
County?
year. Kern's fun. It's a new track. The dirt track's new. They had the pavement track, which is where they run your favorite series is over there. But
They don't run the
dirt
national
track.
tour.
No,
They run
national
what
tour.
Trevor runs.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But the dirt track's fun. They built it similar to Tulare, but it's not as tough on cars, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Is it the berm don't go up to the wall type deal or what?
Yeah, you have a little more room. It builds
To
up,
race.
builds up a little.
And then you have
bit of cushion.
Marysville where I drove my car, or drove the car.
Yeah,
That's a cool little track.
definitely.
You know, short tracks.
Yeah,
You are prevalent on short tracks out here, which is good. You can show drivers on short tracks. You get on those big tracks and it's very
Yeah.
vehicle dependent. I'm sure y'all. I mean, I don't know if you went to Calistoga, but
yeah,
or even Stockton, it kind of shows
Yeah.
vehicle dependency. Anything where you're on the mat, barely moving the wheel, it's the vehicle that's winning the races.
yeah. I've run Calistoga and Stockton a few times, and they're fun tracks to run every now and again. But
Yeah, like
definitely
the
not,
feeling we were talking
Yeah,
about earlier.
Right.
That probably is emphasized on a Calistoga, you
Yeah.
know? It's probably a little, you get back to that, oh shit, am I really supposed to stay on the throttle as
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going in
trippy.
here? Yeah, I heard when you get on the big tracks, it's the first time you have the helmet actually start coming up on you.
Yeah,
Like the speed.
My first time on a half mile was definitely like, whoa, this is different.
But once you get accumulated to it, it seems like you're able to settle down and it slows down and
yeah,
it's not as difficult.
Right.
It's more frustrating because if you bobble your hand, you lose a tenth.
Yeah.
You can't drive.
yeah, it's definitely with a wing car especially, you got to tuck your elbows.
Right. But so did things get any better with the big sprint car?
Yes,
With the series issue you were talking about, the ASCS South deal.
That thing only lasted a year. And then,
you tried running that, I guess?
Yeah, we ended up 7th overall. I think 10 or 12 guys ran the whole thing. It was hit and miss. So then the next year we committed to running sprint cars full time with occasional
Were you
micros.
doing the micros still?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause
And
for
successful
Kyler.
weekly?
Yeah, we did okay. We ran kind of hit and miss for me, and then my brother ran full time. The sprint car stuff, I ran Civil War, got Rookie of the Year, 10th in points, and that was when you had 32, 40 cars weekly. So,
Damn.
yeah, it changed big time.
So?
Got a few heat race wins, few top 10s. I don't know if we flirted with top 5s here and there, but we got a few top 10s. And then the next year it got better, yet 2013 was a decent year. My brother moved up to sprint cars with me.
So y'all started running sprint cars.
More sprint cars.
Like you said.
Yeah. We ran top 10 in the points in Civil War. We were running 4th one night at Petaluma. And
It's crazy, that track. You're right across the street from a shopping center.
well, this was before that.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
when they were constructing the shopping center?
Maybe. I think they're getting ready to get going on that. But yeah, nowadays with Petaluma, with what they got going on across the street, that's definitely weird. And
It's cool. It needs to, but
It's cool.
It's messed up because
but the California philosophy is they make too much noise. We need to get rid of it.
well, that's why they need to be educated on what the hell's happening.
Definitely. And that's
Like-
what I agree
like,
with for sure.
If they don't know what's going on, they're gonna think you're just a bunch of fucking rednecks going in circles that are high school dropouts from the NASCAR tryout land.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about? But they don't know any better. They're ignorant. They're only listening to their TV and
True.
Haley Deegan.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
Yeah. Like even going through high school, people would be like, "Oh, what do? You don't play sports." I'm like, "Well, I race cars." "Oh, all you're doing is sitting in the chair and turning left." It's a lot more than that.
It's way more. I tried to describe it one time to some guy. I'm like, it's like throwing a football to a receiver and the defender is the cushion, you know.
Yeah.
And then you got like these people trying to tackle you. It's like the court, and then you're balancing fucking soccer balls on your feet or something. You know, it's completely different because when you're throwing to a quarter, or if you're a quarterback throwing to a receiver, you got like a window that big.
Yeah.
Whereas in racing, you got like if you're that far from the cushion, you're in the B. You know, that's where you got to be in the A. And you're throwing a race car. Yeah. You know, at 100 with your life on the line.
Exactly.
Once again, people are just so smart, I guess we should call them.
Yeah.
Especially on the West Coast.
Don't get me wrong, you get the 20-30% of people that are, I don't know, eating Buffalo Wild Wings, and they're like, oh, what's going on across the street?
Right, yeah, that's what I was seeing originally, the advertisement value.
Yeah. And then
then they still won't come because they don't know what it is.
Yeah,
you know, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's high school. You know, it's little Koen over there. How do you feel about the tracks not really promoting the drivers? They're just worried about their track being promoted. I think that's a big lack. It's just saying, come watch the stage. You're the star that people are going to come see. I mentioned this in an earlier podcast. I think you saw our show.
Some tracks I see them try to do an effort. Like we were at Merced a few weeks ago, or actually it's been a month now, and they had all the drivers come up in the stands, and you had a lot of kids come down and get autographs, and you know, in a way we're not quite the majors, but it was cool to see all those kids, you know, want our autograph, a bunch of 9-to-5 workers that are having some fun on the weekends.
Now, do you think that they're coming to get your autograph, or it's just the guy who runs the car's autograph? They don't know. That's the bigger deal, I think. Nobody's promoting names. You know, they're putting a guy out there, and they may mention him on the intercom.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, I mean, it's not like you are anybody. It's like, you know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, put a guy on a billboard or a commercial, or Jody Robinson if you want to exploit females.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad.
Right.
But it should be judged based on merit more than anything. You know, and it's just not that way. I think that's why I talk about the NASCAR guys like I do, just because it's just true.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch couldn't win at Ocean. Hell, Nick Petruzzi could outrun him. Oh, it's bad. He could not. Joey Bats, you know, he could give him a run for it.
I keep giving him crap that he needs to come out and run a 4-banger again.
Oh, Joey Bats?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I see him
that's an interesting
Watsonville.
guy. He thinks a lot of things are about him, and they're not. I don't understand. I did a cat video the other day. He thought I was talking about him. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody thinks I'm not talking about you, Joey.
Joey's a legend for sure.
No, I don't want to know of what for at all. I don't want to know. And there's probably things you don't know. You know, Bohemian Grove is not that far from here, bro. I'm just saying. So when did you win? Have you won?
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting scared here.
So 2014.
There's not like you ain't got a Wikipedia. I can't go look your name up. You need to go
True.
build one. I would tell all racers right now, because you could build a Wikipedia.
Yeah,
it costs nothing.
Yeah.
To build a Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like the person who built Elon Musk Wikipedia is like not him. Like they're trying to get the password so they can update the info.
And that's why colleges don't let you use Wikipedia as a source.
Right. Exactly. Now WikiLeaks, I mean, Julian Assange did a lot of things right, and he's in prison right now. He just told the truth. He's like locked up somewhere in British, I think, or something, and we're helping him stay locked up. He just told the truth. But yeah, that would be a good challenge for the racers. Yeah. Go make a Wikipedia of yourself. You can right now. You can go make a Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That way, when people search Koen Shaw, that would be the first thing that pops up, because I think Wikipedia owns like search results for names. Yeah. If they got the name in there, it's going to be like one of the first things that pop up, period. Yeah. Like if you search sprint car, I think the Wikipedia sprint car is what comes up first. So, and it's a horrible. It's got like a 1994 Dave Blaney picture on it or something. Yeah. It's like, oh no,
better than a dune buggy.
I know they haven't looked too much different since then, but they do look a little bit better now than they did in '95. They did look pretty dune buggy back then, if you really think about it.
Some of them did, yeah.
So, anyways, so when did you win a race? We got to get you the hell out of here. We're wasting way too much time on Koen Shaw.
Oh, this is too much fun.
Oh no, we're fine.
Yeah, so
we're limited.
2014 was a tough year. and we came out
What
in
do you
15.
mean? What do you mean tough year? What's a tough year for Koen Shaw? Did the girl not go out with you on a date or what?
No. Basically, few DNFs, motor issues, just not the results that we were looking for. For some reason, actually no, that year we wanted a micro, so yeah, still no wins in the sprint car. Then 2015 we came around, ran strong in Marysville in the opener, then had some, I don't know, probably average runs, not quite top 5 results, podium, but we've had some good runs. And then that summer we went to Chico. We were not planning to run. It was just a weekly points show on a Friday night, and qualified good, made it through the heat race. There wasn't a dash, it was a redraw, and we drew the 2. And the track was juiced up.
They usually have it that way, it looks like.
Yeah, in a way, old school Chico. Had to free it up, hammer down, got a good start, led lap 20, because it was a 25 lapper, if I remember right. Jonathan Allard got the second, started poking his nose underneath me. And, I mean, I'm going wide open up top, keeping momentum going. Kept poking his nose, finally got the checkered flag, and Sean Becker ended up running third, and Andy Forsberg was there. So it was your Chico heavy hitters, so that one meant a lot, especially to be my first win at a place that in California
that's one of the most. That's probably
historic.
the most famous.
Yeah.
It's probably the most famous California dirt track is Silver Dollar.
Yeah.
It's always in the video games.
Yeah. Yep.
That World Outlaw 2002 did a number. That's probably why Brad Furr even carries some weight. If you really think about it, that's really probably why. I know there's like Craig Delansky and even what was his name from my area? Freaking Wood.
Yeah, Danny Wood.
Danny Wood, yeah, 21W.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe his name slipped my mind, but probably Kevin. No, I'm just playing. Kevin Ward Jr. Sad. Rest in peace. No, I'm just playing. So, yeah, Silver Dollar. I mean, that's a big name track. You know, Gold Cup apparently it used to pay 50.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
It still seems like that's a big deal. Now, did people start calling you up wanting to do interviews, or
not quite?
Did the trophy girl try to go home with you, or
no? It was funny because I originally had plans to go with my girlfriend to a movie that night, and found out my brother was gonna go race. My parents said he was gonna go run, and I'm like, obviously I'm still crew chief for him at that time. There's a few races that I crew chief from the couch or wherever we were having a trip at. But I was like, man, I really like Chico, and we ended up going, last minute deal, and it all worked out. Got the win, so that's kind of why it's still memorable too.
Because of how it all led up and happened.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those stories that you'll always remember, I guess. But no interview. Well, at the time we had
post-race interview, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully they didn't. Well, hell with this guy. They just went interviewed second because he's a bigger name, I guess.
Right. It was also cool because obviously it's my first win. I've ran against Justin Sanders since we were in junior sprints, so he ran out there. He was racing, and I don't know if he broke or something, but he ran out there, and he's the first one to congratulate me, and that was pretty cool too.
So. And this, what year was that?
2015.
15. So
yeah.
We're 4 years now. What's happened from first win to now? Did you ever get to do the 410?
No, never got.
Never got to do 410. It's a pretty big price tag.
Yeah.
To do 410.
I've always ran my 360 against King of the West. We tried Gold Cup a few times.
Have you had any success with the 360 against the 410s?
Not until last year, and that was with CRA non-wing.
So winged, it's out of the picture.
It's tough. The track's got to be
perfect,
just right to where the 360s have a decent advantage. But yeah, I've made shows, ran top 10 with King of the West NARC. Just
Did you win in 2016?
Yeah, we won a weekly show at Antioch.
That was it.
Yeah.
What about 17? I'm waiting to hear a big win, or do you have no big wins? Has this been struggle?
Nah, not quite a struggle, but we've had...
It's hard. Finances, I'm sure, probably played a factor because the 360 scenes really went up in price tag recently.
Yeah.
Seems like you pretty much got to have an outlaw car with a $45,000 360 in there.
Yeah.
to really consider ASCS or Sprint Car
Oh,
Challenge style wins.
Right.
That's a big deal. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, you can't finance that.
Right.
It's not even put $2,000 down and pay payments.
Exactly.
I mean, not too many people can produce $45,000 cash.
Yeah.
Which is what you have to have.
Yeah, some points you do. Yeah.
I think that's like 1% of the population or something like that. It's pretty low. There's only like so many people that make 100,000 or more. I think it's like 0.012% of the country that make 100,000 or more.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why not a lot of people like racing, because unless you're those people, you can't do it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But so that's what's really affected, I guess, the bigger series wins is the
maybe a little
power
bit.
plant.
Yeah. We ran.
And there's other stuff too. I don't know what your shock package is, or your titanium parts, or
yeah. Nowadays, set of shocks, the gas adjustables run $2,000, $2,500.
You got the Swindell bleeders?
No Swindell bleeders.
Oh, if you didn't got the red dot, you ain't running up front. Apparently, you can't run up front without the little red dot on your car.
Well, we've been able to without them sometimes.
Sometimes don't always work.
I know.
That's true. Sometimes and always, but
yeah.
Anyways, so you never got to do the 410. 16 you won once.
16 won Antioch
at the track that don't run sprint cars no more.
Yeah.
So they took you out there.
Yeah. That one was pretty memorable because Logan Seavey ran my brother's car because that was when he started to do the FastFour Media stuff. And he ran second, so that was pretty cool.
Outran Seavey in the wing car. That's stout, you know.
Yeah.
Seavey's just as good as Larson or any of those guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are, though.
Yeah.
Like you. But anyways, okay, so 17 rolls around.
17 rolls around, and we kind of took a step back with the sprint car a little bit. We still ran Watsonville weekly. I think we ended up, 6th or 5th, somewhere in there in points. A few top 5s, quite a few top 10s, but we mostly focused at running Delta full-time in the micro. And
it seems like the big track. It's like y'all's.
Yeah.
It's like the Williams Grove of.
It's funny because
micro racing.
At one point, we would run Turkey Bowl, which is their big race every year, and a few weekly shows, and the track conditions weren't there all the time. It was either hooked up and rough, which Petaluma can get now and then, or just dry slick taking rubber around the bottom. It was kind of one or the other. So I wasn't a big fan of running there.
Delta.
Yeah. Then changed hands, got different track clay and everything, and the effort that they put in. I told my dad probably the year before we chased points, I said, if I ever go back to micros full time, it's going to be at Delta because they got their stuff together. I love the track. It's fun to race at, and definitely big improvement. So, yeah, we ended up winning the championship.
So you went to the micro racing. What was the other track you were talking about that had the bad conditions?
Delta, like 10, 11 years ago.
So they just got, at that point, it had gotten better.
Definitely.
Money been put into the track.
Yeah.
So you decided to go run that full time.
Yeah. Ran wing and non-wing. And that's the year I was chasing 117.
18?
Yeah. 17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ran 117 races that year.
And you still ran sprint car too?
Sprint car, micro, go-kart.
Go-kart?
Yeah.
What do you mean go-kart?
I ran an outlaw cart and a flat cart. Clone.
Where at?
Well, Red Bluff, Lakeport.
It's a hell of a drive to a Red Bluff.
Yeah. Whenever I'd go to Red Bluff, I'd throw the outlaw cart in the back of the truck and haul butts this way. Because, of course, California, we got the trailer speed limit, 55.
Oh, God. I didn't know.
Yep.
I saw that. I didn't know that applied to race teams too.
Yeah, unfortunately it does.
Wow, so stupid.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like when we'd go to Oklahoma for the shootout, it was great to get out of California because then you could just motor on. Which I do have a drill or two, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. Which year was that?
2011.
11 for what?
Stock non-wing.
Stock non-wing.
Yeah.
You beat up on all those little kids.
Well, Kevin Swindell was in the field, so
okay.
It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
Tyler Thomas, Christopher Bell.
That's some pretty good names.
Matt Ward.
That's not a good name. His hairdo and beard.
That was before the beard.
Well,
So-
I know. It's like he waited for the television to tell him what to look like. Duck Dynasty. I mean, that is exactly why beards happened. Before Duck Dynasty, nobody had weird psycho beards. After Duck Dynasty, everybody does it. Before Cole Trickle, nobody wanted to be a Jeff Gordon.
True.
Ken Schrader didn't matter more than Steve Kinzer. Before Fast and Furious, nobody really wanted a Supra or a Dodge Charger. I mean, come on, it just moves the masses. That's what happens.
That's another thing we get a lot is you could tell the fans that don't make it out to the track a lot because they'll go, "Oh man, you guys drift." No, we don't drift. That's just how the car reacts when you're on dirt. When it's
I would rather us start referencing drifting and Fast and the Furious is the only reason.
Because
that's the only way we can relate with them.
That's the only way people
when I talk to new people, that's exactly what I say. I say it's like drifting in NASCAR, but we're running 120, 140, and you got 30 laps with 24 cars.
Yeah.
And then you show them a video, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
Exactly.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Oh, they just don't care. They want to talk about me being negative. These little pieces of shit out here who say, "That's just how it is. It's never going to change." Oh, well, fucking that's negative. We're just going to... Imagine if NASCAR said that in the 80s. Oh, they'd be fucked.
Yeah.
That's true negative energy, is when you're sitting there saying, it's just dead, it's dying, it's not going to change. No, more what you should be saying is, everyone else is getting better than me now, and I wouldn't be a star if it got popular. That's more of a better response. It's just more honest.
Right.
But, I mean, the people saying, well, that's just how racing is, it ain't ever going to change. I mean, people just don't like sprint cars. We've tried. That's negative energy. Because it's not true. You ain't got no facts behind it. The facts are when you go and tell people, they're like, you're drifting. They don't know what it is.
Exactly.
And then they don't know that you're just as good as Kyle Busch. You are. If you put Kyle Busch in this car this Friday at Watsonville, you would outrun him easily. You would lap him. The field almost would. But he's the only one that's getting national recognition.
Yeah.
You're the one that has to die to be on local news.
Like I said, I go back
if you get caught burning in your car all night, you might get ESPN special.
That's what's unfortunate. Like I watch videos. A local California guy used to shoot videos, Grove Hill, of Wheelies, Flips, Photo Finishes. It's a compilation of the whole season, highlights and stuff. And he would get stuff on ESPN. They'd have a little clip of King of the West NARC racing. And, like, you don't see that anymore. It's unfortunate. Because, like, when I was little, I would love to see those kind of clips. Whereas, I don't know, everyone wants to see NASCAR.
You saw when I had that interview with John, or Joe.
Yeah.
I showed the clip of the Jack Hodenshield deal. It's on ESPN.
Yeah.
And they're talking about Jack Hodenshield like he's a big name.
Exactly.
And Steve Kinzer and Sammy Swindell. Go, I mean, these are household names. These are not nobodies.
Yeah.
That we're hoping Tony Stewart will say or talk about on TV. Or it's like these dirt fans. They wait for Larson to say sprint cars on Sunday. Like that's how it comes across. It's like, why are we waiting for this guy to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad. It's NASCAR welfare. That's what I call it. Let's get self-sufficient.
Yeah.
That's why I joke about it sometimes. You hear Candace Owens say she's like a political speaker for the black community. She's the black chick that runs her mouth on TV. You may have seen her before. But she'll go and say, us in the black community, we used to be put together and we used to have businesses and have families, and then all of a sudden she starts saying these rappers came along in the 90s and Jay-Z, and that's all y'all want to be is a rapper on TV, and that's why we're destroyed, because we just don't care about anyone else. We don't care about our own families. We only care about these pop culture icons. And when you apply that same way of thinking to the racing world, it's almost the same. It's like we used to be self-sufficient, we used to have our own stars, and then all of a sudden here comes Jeff Gordon, and ever since then Kinzers and Swindells don't matter. The only ones that matter are these rapper guys. I mean, that's all that matters to us. I don't know. I know I keep talking in circles, but there's a lot of new people that hear what I'm saying, and they are like, yeah, it's like I'm the only one that says it on camera, and then I think more people just need to agree. I think it's been more successful what I've been saying and stuff, but it just needs to get out there a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, people
Yeah.
need to stop being afraid to share it. I'm sure you've seen that. Some people are scared to share it. I've had people tell me some of the biggest names in our sport. I love your shit, but I just don't want. I see how much people hate on you. I don't want them to hate on me like that.
Right.
You know, so it's sad. Anyways, I lost your train of thought.
Yeah, so 17 we won the Delta Championship. Ran 6th in the wing, which I missed a race too. So that was cool. Sprint car stuff, I think we ran 5th or 6th in points that year. We ended up missing one race because we ran Delta instead. Then the following year, so I had a guy helping us, Steve Acebi, ran. He helped us run the team 16, 17, and then 18. And in 18, we picked up a win
You're
at Watsonville.
still not going back to Trophy Cup?
Oh, yeah, we went to Trophy Cup every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017 we only ran the first night because Turkey Bowl was on the same weekend,
Okay.
and that's the one race that I haven't won at Delta that I've been going to for so many years.
So the Turkey Bowl is like your Chili Bowl, like
in
Larson.
a way, yeah.
It's like Larson and Chili Bowl.
And I ended
Have
up
you
running
got passed on the last lap
No, but we did a pole shuffle.
by somebody who's better than you, straight up?
He was better than me that night.
Oh, okay.
We ran second.
Well, that's completely different because Bell's obviously better than Larson. I mean, he just beats him at everything. But keep going.
Yeah, so I ran second at Turkey Bowl that year. Still haven't won it. Came back last year and ran 7th or 8th. Started on the front row and just missed the setup. It happens. So
It's this year coming up again?
yeah.
And you have a micro around here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Are you like always prepping for that? Side prepping for that Turkey Bowl? Is that a big deal
I
for
guess this year I'm not sure if I'm able to run because of schooling. So
you? What do you do?
well, I'm going to college, general ed, going into the fire academy. So kind of thinking about my future outside of racing.
There's only like 3 people in NASCAR with,
Yeah.
anything better in high school.
Yeah.
Most of them are homeschooled, the new rich kids, because they don't have to go to school because mommy and daddy are, they have the money to pay for a private schooling teacher.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed.
Yeah.
There's a few.
We're not only better than them driving wise, we're better at them with actual, knowledge.
Yeah.
I just love taking little small jabs at it. Anyway, so you're in school.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. You're going to be a firefighter?
Yeah, that's
like,
the plan.
So, like, all the hot blondes are going to like you.
Nah, I'm actually engaged, so
Oh,
I'm good
God.
there.
Well,
I'm good there.
Hey, that's what I got to say to that.
She's pretty supportive, so she's a keeper.
I'm not being, I believe she's a keeper. I'm not being mean with what I'm about to say.
She's allowing, not necessarily okay, let me rephrase
She's
that.
allowing you to talk to me?
She's waiting at home while I'm giving an interview, so it's all good.
I'm not being mean. And what I'm about to say applies to her, too. Like, imagine the best meal you could ever have. Like, the best meal ever. Like, it's the best thing you've could ever have. Now you have to eat that meal every day. Eventually, you're going to want to have something different. That's just what happens, bro. That's just what happens. That's why a real, actual, true love is sacrifice and dedication. But you don't ever see that promoted. You only see, like, the partying, the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll.
Definitely.
But deteriorating relationships is very profitable in the lawyer-esque world that we live within. So it causes problems with families and all that, divorces. If devotion and sacrifice and all this stuff isn't a part of your relationship, then it doesn't last. But that's what also creates turmoil, divorce, kids without parents. So now the media machine that influence the rapper now can influence your kids and influence the future of the world.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a creepy way on how they work and operate. But anyway, so you're married, you're firefighter guy, and now you're not going to run the turkey.
Hopefully we'll see.
If it was a duck bowl, would you be there? Or pheasant?
If it's a big race,
are you going to run the chili bowl?
No.
Now see, chili is real bad with ground meat. Ground turkey is a lot better though. Turkey chili is really good.
Haven't tried it.
It's not as bad for you.
Gotcha.
Well, it depends on where the turkey's from. If it's from McDonald's, stay away. What? Oh, the Swindell Lab shirt. I just noticed.
No.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Undercover.
Undercover.
I keep running the CIA people, I swear. Anyways, so 2018.
2018.
That's what happens.
We had a good season. We ran in the top 5 quite a few times. Ran second. Picked up a win. Had pretty exciting main event happen.
Where at?
Watsonville.
360 wing?
360 wing.
What happened there? Was it Golubic Sanders style?
Sanders was involved, but him and
How was watching that go on? It seemed like that was some pretty intense stuff happening.
Yeah,
there.
definitely. San Jose had rivals. You had the Kadings, the Ringos, the Sargents. So
yeah, little Nick Ringo.
it's kind of a throwback at Watsonville, seeing Sanders and Golubic. At one point, you had Sanders and Macedo, I believe, Carson. So there's some rivalries that happen.
And you kind of got
it keeps
in
the crowd.
In 2018. You kind of got in with one of them, or what?
Neto and Sanders were racing hard, and they made contact and got crashed out, and I had a front row seat running third. So beginning of my career, it was wrong place, wrong time. Where that night was right place, right time in my shoes.
Right.
And we picked up the win over Bernal, and I think Brad ran 4th and Tommy ran 3rd. So
So that was your win last year. Did you have any more?
yeah, that was it.
It's hard. It's hard to pick up wins around here.
Yeah, well,
You gotta
when you got Justin out here, he's real tough, especially at Watsonville.
Well,
Golubic too.
and Macedo's went on, but Cole Macedo I've heard is
Yeah,
really good.
Cole's definitely good.
He doesn't look bad. Bernal, whatever these people are calling him.
Yeah, then we ended up running second in the championship to Brad, even though we went back and forth. I led, he led. I got the lead back, and then he put together 4 solid nights at the end of the season. And
So you were track championship battling in 2018.
Yeah.
And now
Now
get to this year.
this year,
What's happened this year?
it's up and down. It
Seems like the rosters are a little thicker, getting a little thicker.
definitely
From
in
what you're
the
describing.
sprint car micros. It's definitely getting more competitive. Guys that have talent and horsepower. I mean,
Quality of cars have definitely went up.
definitely quality of cars. I mean,
You're getting some rent rides thrown in here too. What's your opinion on that? I've seen a few of them bounce around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have to deal with the rent-a-ride stuff too much out here, sprint cars and micros, but just from watching it, I mean, got pros and cons.
Well, you can have a little idiot that don't know how to drive out there in a real good car, and he's lining up next to you. He's only run 3 races this year. You know,
that's definitely a big con when you're, in those shoes.
right. That's what I'm saying. But that car owner's like, well, he paid me $5,000,
Yeah.
so I'm making more than anyone in the pits tonight. That's the bigger problem. Is the
Yeah.
guy who rents the car out's making more than the feature winner.
Yeah.
And taking the winnings.
Right.
I mean, it's a business.
Yeah.
Have you thought about building a second car and making money? I mean, come on, renting yours out.
No.
You already been crew chief.
There's been a
figured that
few
out.
people that have asked me, like, especially when my brother moved on, they're like, hey, put me in the 92. I'm like, it's not my car, it's my dad's, and no, he's not interested. And
Oh, micro wise.
sprint car too.
Okay.
Micro, I had a few guys run our second car. Now
Was it rent a ride though, or
No,
you
no.
were putting guys
Just
in
like
cars?
like my buddies, like Logan ran it a few times, Tyler CV ran it a few times. Kyler has a few buddies that he put in. Jason McDougal ran Speed Week one year. Mostly just friends that I didn't mind them running. Obviously, Kyler wasn't there a lot of times, so it was cool to have a teammate sometimes. But yeah, now it's just gotten to where.
But you had people ask you about the full size car, renting it.
Well, some
Or
just
just
wanted
driving
to
it?
drive it, and I'm like, that's not my, not me. So, yeah, I more focused on myself in the racing. Like, well, last weekend we ran Dixon in the micro, and it was cool to have my brother run again. He puts in about 5 races a year nowadays, so whenever he comes back, some when he first started.
Is everybody wanting his autograph when this happens? Or
No, they mostly talk to him, but that's it.
Oh, so everybody's around his car.
I call him the celebrity because whenever he's missing in action, people ask where he's at more than they ask how I'm doing, I guess. So
and then when
I find it funny.
When he's there, they're lined up at his car.
To talk to him, yeah.
He needs T-shirts.
He's had some. It's so hard. It's hard to sell T-shirts nowadays.
It's ridiculous to invest in them.
Yeah.
You need $1,000 to think about it, really.
Yeah, at least.
If you want a decent design.
Yeah.
You really need like $1,400 probably here on the West Coast, and there you're only getting like 80 shirts.
Yeah.
And you got to sell them all to even break even.
Exactly.
That's why I've done design on a few shirts, and you can do it off that Teespring deal.
Yeah.
But you don't have it in hand, so But you have no equity. You ain't got nothing invested.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, that sounds interesting. Your take. You have cars to rent out, but you're turning down thousands of dollars you could be potentially making.
Well, no one's really offered, so.
Oh, is that how you're looking at it?
No one's offered, and there's.
Would it be hard to say no?
Definitely no.
Would it be hard to
interest.
say no if somebody came up who, say, runs a micro right now and they want to go to sprint car racing and they're like, man, I want to see if I like it. Here's $4,000 and here's a crash deposit of 10 grand. Just put me in the car. Here's $14,000 if anything goes wrong.
It's just so much effort, and there's not. I don't know. More so focusing on myself and the sprint car stuff. If my brother runs, that's cool. I like running against him. I like working with him.
Well, and you work, right? In school and all that.
Yeah, I work in school, so it's just it would take a lot of effort to put together. Not necessarily saying that we don't have top quality cars, but guys want to go out and look as good as Sanders or Golubic and run top 3 guaranteed, I guess you could say. Which we're able to do.
Well, the driver part has to do it too.
That too. Sometimes when they're renting something, it's almost like it doesn't matter what my talent is as long as the car can make me look good, I guess you could say.
That's how a lot of younger people are looking at it now. It's kind of like that Deegan example, that I was talking about earlier. It's like she can't do nothing wrong. It's the car that's doing it. It's the crew chief. It's this. It's that. They're just forgetting this driver part that matters. Look at Tim Kading. I mean, he can get in any of these cars that are top fives and then be dominating the field.
Yeah.
That's not the car. It's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And people who think like that also support the dumbasses in the bar that say you're just turning in circles.
Yeah. Because
that supports it. You're saying the only difference between this guy and that guy is the setup on the car. No, it's not. It's not what's happening.
Not all
so
the
this
time.
year, anyways, let's get off of telling the truth. But
yeah.
I
mentioned
you had
last year I had the good run against the CRA 410. So we went to
the non-wing deal with the 360.
Yeah, we went to Chico it was part of their sprint week. We ran the night before with the wing on. Took the wing off. Wasn't really expecting to do.
You didn't change the front end?
Yeah, we changed the front end. We changed the stuff to where it was a non-wing car. That's the thing is we only have, like most people ask, because we ran full season last year, wing and non-wing. Full season this year, wing and non-wing. And they go, do you have a non-wing car? I'm like, no, you're looking at it. And we're at Watsonville on that Friday running wing. So, like, this weekend we're running Watsonville Friday with the wing on. And we'll take the wings off and go to Santa Maria and run with the USAC West Coast 360s. So, yeah, we just got one car that we run, wing and non-wing, and we just make the changes.
So how did the non-wing stuff go?
We ended up running 6th overall in the standings.
Last year?
Yeah, we had...
and that's USAC? Or?
Yeah, USAC. I think our best finish was 4th or 5th. And then we went to CRA in Chico, qualified 8th, made it through the heat race. 2 guys didn't, and obviously with CRA they invert 6 automatically for the main, so that put us on the pole. Got a good start. I think Chase Johnson was on the outside of me, and I was just hanging tight. Demon gets by, he bikes, falls off the edge, whatever, he's out of the picture. Bernal gets by me, he had issues and fell off. The cushion was beefy that night, and I was just able to put it on the bottom and, I don't know, maintain momentum, and we ended up 4th, which was my best 410 main event finish by far.
How much are you noticing the motor when it's non-wing?
I mean, you're able to run with guys. Like, it's not necessarily...
Have you ever seen it as an advantage?
I mean, at times I could see where it can.
Especially non-wing,
Yeah, but being you don't have the wing on, you can't hold it wide open 95% of the time, I guess. It kind of evens out the field.
And then when it's slick, you have more throttle play.
Yeah, that too.
So.
Yeah, and I like when it gets slick, especially non-wing, because a little more of the driver comes in. You can't just hold it wide open and go, obviously, because you don't have any downforce on the car.
Yeah. Seems like that's the big issue with sprint car racing. They can talk motor costs and all that, but track conditions matter a lot.
Definitely.
I mean, you get the big wing on there.
Yeah.
And then if you do the dish or the flat, dirty air, all this other stuff, it plays so much of a factor. You take the wings off, though, and it just simplifies things.
Yeah.
So this year, how's the non-wing stuff going?
We're third in points. We got 2 races left. Santa Maria.
CRA?
West Coast 360s.
West Coast. Okay, that's right.
Yeah. We only ran one CRA show, and that was Merced. Yeah, we're running third. Just
wins, no wins, just consistency.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Gosh, not even sure. I think I got best finish of 5th so far this year.
So is it just some guys ain't showing up?
In a way, yeah.
It seems like it's weird. The car counts winged is great over here, but wingless is just
we get good
dead
non-wing.
Almost.
Yeah, we get good non-wing counts on a weekly basis. It's just not guys aren't showing up every week.
It's weird. Logically it's twice as cheap to run than a wing car, but you have 60 or 100 360s.
Yeah.
But you can't get 20 non-wing cars.
Yeah.
It's weird. People would say maybe it's the safety element, but really, a wing car is more dangerous in my opinion, because you're always on the throttle. The impacts is what's killing and hurting people. It ain't the severe flips. Snap rolls don't kill people anymore. The thing that kills people is wide open into something, and you're on the wide open all the time in a wing car.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Tyler Wolf?
Yeah.
He was a wing car.
Yeah.
If you think about all the major wrecks that happen in sprint car racing now, where people are getting severely injured or killed, are mainly winged.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're not going non-wing?
I just don't quite know the answer. I don't know.
Payout?
In a way, I think that hurts.
Those payouts are insane. Like sport mods are 125 to win.
Yeah.
Like in Texas, sport mod would be like minimum 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just I think there's some tracks that pay reasonably to where you can't complain, but there's some places that it's like, really?
And then they send you a damn check. That's the worst part. How are you going to? I can't even address that. Apparently, it's always been like that. You've always had checks in the mail. But I think another thing with the non-wing deal is it's not as cultural up here.
Yeah.
And then the only I guess Southern Cal would be your non-wing area, and you ain't got no tracks. You got Paris and Ventura.
That's it.
And I think you got Barcelona or Barona.
Which,
but that's like a nothing track.
No, we don't run.
And then
a lot of stuff there.
they used to have Ascot. That used to kind of help.
Yeah.
But now it's dead. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 tracks, and Paris is ridiculous on their prices and payments, and Ventura is just as bad. So and then up here is where all the tracks are. Northern California is winged racing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's different, definitely.
So, what do you got going on the rest of the year? Obviously, you got Watsonville this weekend, and then what are you trying to do? Just keep doing 360s? Try to.
That's basically all we can do. Obviously,
Tulsa shootouts, all that. No.
I'm on a break, but the shootout, I ran 7 in a row. Took a 3-year off.
What's your best run at the shootout?
Win.
Well, you got this. But what about the bigger class, the A or Outlaw?
Outlaw. My best finish is 10th.
Non-wing or wing?
Outlaw wing.
Okay.
Outlaw non-wing. My best finish I think is 15th or 14th.
That's the stout fields.
Yeah.
The shootout's way harder to win than the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about Outlaw and an A.
Yeah. That's why every time we went, with the exception of the 2 years I ran restricted, we ran every single class we could with the 600s.
It can get pretty damn hectic when you're
It can, yeah. Once you make qualifiers or LCQs after transferring out of B when they're back to back, and even May mains. That's when it gets hectic.
Yeah, I've done some filming for a few individuals, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's like so many different options, and
It could be hurry up and wait. You could be boom, 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 and then like a 3 hour before you head back to stage.
It's like you got to plan lunch and dinner.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't want to down or be mean to the event because the fumes or are questionable in there. But yeah, that's the hardest part. Really, is 9 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. There was one night we ran pretty late, and we had to be in the building at like 7:30 because we were one of the first heat races, and of course you got to get there for
it's ridiculous.
8 o'clock. Fire up, make sure your stuff's running
and
good.
It's 10 degrees outside.
It's very cold.
It's like, why? Why are you doing this to people? It's
no,
sacrificial.
It's a great event. It's definitely, I'm pretty sure, one of a kind as far as how the shootout goes. But yeah, it's I'm happy to have one, and I want to go back to get a hard charger for the Donnie Ray Crawford because he was definitely one of the guys I respected and got to know at the shootout weeks before he got tragically killed. So I would love to win one of those hard charger awards, and that would probably mean more at this point than it would a driller.
Yeah, I think it's harder to win.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah,
the fields are stronger.
Definitely.
Because I think when you get in that Chili Bowl field, you're dealing with a bunch of elitist classism of vehicles. I mean, 95% of the building is driver-wise is there for vacation.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in that 5% of cars,
you
don't have a shot.
Right.
You just don't. I think it was like 2 years ago. I literally counted 4 teams in the A main.
Yeah.
It's like Clausen, Coons, and there was the
boats.
And then after that, you got a bunch of wild cards. You got the McCready deal. You got the Bacon 76 cars.
Yeah.
There's a few others in there that are coming up that specifically build cars just for that race.
You got Bright. You got the car Jonathan Beeson
Alex
runs.
Bright car ain't that great. I mean, that
he's a pretty good shoe.
He's a damn good driver, Alex Bright. And even that Danny Staton.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I like watching Danny run.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. But it's like, what if you put him in one of those Coons cars? Or, because they are just that little bit better. And then you get the Swindell cars, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like Bernal had a bad go of it in
definitely didn't catch the right look at all.
He was kind of representing the Cali guys, it felt like, in that ride that year. So it kind of made it look bad. But
one of those...
you ain't got no Chili Bowl rides?
No. That takes money.
Well, I just pointed out.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I think the shootout's a little tougher of a field, because you don't have to have that money to be...
It's probably a goal of mine down the line.
Probably to have a winning outlaw car is about what you need for one race.
Yeah, just about.
To rent one of those cars out. About 15 to 20.
Yeah.
And then they have to approve you. Or you have to go in the back room and, he can give me the money too. He can give me the money too, Koen. How bad do you want it? I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. It's the possibilities of the what happens in music and movies maybe happen in the race world. You never know. So anyway.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about your buddies. Anyways, so is that it? That's all you got?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Australia last year.
Oh, okay. Hey,
taking
good.
This year off, hoping to make it back next year.
How cool is it? How bad is the flight? How bad is it coming down?
Not as bad.
Does your ears pop?
Not bad, I don't think. I mean, it's popping, but...
It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
Mine were bad in Iowa.
The night flight is definitely what I chose, so this way I could,
it's like 16 hours,
sleep.
Ain't it?
Mine was about 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a long time sitting in a damn little tube.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm a racer, and I got the opportunity thanks to the Mansells, and went back there and had a lot of fun.
Sprint cars?
Micro. I did get a sprint car offer, but it just didn't work out.
Seems like over there, though, there's a lot of people who offer a lot.
Yeah,
for next time.
Yeah.
Type offers.
Right.
And then it's like hard to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what they're kind of hoping for. They just wanted to be cool with you.
They're definitely good people there for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there. It's a very expensive ticket too.
Definitely, yeah. I don't know. For me, it was worth it for sure. good people. Got to see a lot of
And
different
you got
tracks.
the passport now, so you can go travel the world. pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
So is that why you got the passport? Did you have one, or?
I didn't have one. I got it just for that trip.
And now
Now I
you
have
start
one.
thinking, hey, I
Yeah.
can go to Afghanistan.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I can go to Egypt.
Uh,
See where it all began. Flat Earth. The flat Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just kidding on the flat Earth. Argentina.
Yeah. So, not going this year. Hoping to make it again next year.
And so you're just trying to get better at this.
Yeah, we missed a couple races at Watsonville. They had 2 throwouts this year. Unfortunately, we got 2 DNFs in the first half of the season. Had to sit out a couple races, and then with those 2 throwouts, we're sitting third. Bud and Ringo are going at it for the championship Friday, so anything can happen. I'm a lot closer to the points lead than I was last year going into the final race, so anything can happen. Just going out hoping to get a win. We have a couple seconds, and a couple thirds, so.
Who do you have against Bud and Ringo if you're a betting man? Are you going to go in there and give one of them the right rear and change the championship?
I mean, I'm going to try not to be as involved as I can, but I mean, I definitely want to go out and beat them, obviously, and
Right.
let them hash it out. Best man wins. Bud's been pretty strong this year, and he's definitely shown that he's got, he's got the.
Little helicopter.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
That's what he has. I heard there was a few people upset with how that happened.
I don't know of them, but I race against Bud. I've watched him race since I was 4.
Well, I heard it was more so along the same, like the Trophy Cup with Larson style of upset. It's like, oh, if it wasn't him,
Oh, yeah.
it would have been fine.
True, that happens, but I thought it was cool. And if Bud wins,
It was cool.
Cool.
I'm not hating. I just heard.
yeah, I mean,
It was funny. I was laughing. Not many people get to do that,
yeah.
but
I was just happy that he Facebook Lived it.
right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first time I saw it was on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So, and then Ringo, obviously, what's your opinion on him?
Definitely.
Douchebag?
Nah, he's a cool guy. He's aggressive.
That sounded like yes. You just didn't want to
Nah. Like,
aggressive.
It's sprint cars. Anything can happen.
And y'all are
I
pretty
don't
damn aggressive
think,
over here on the West Coast. I think I've seen y'all
Yeah.
bang more than anyone.
Well,
It's because of it's because y'all are mostly, fluent. It's the West Coast. You're used to banging on each other, no
Yeah.
matter if you're guys or girls.
it happens.
But no, it seems like I think it has to play with the quarter-mile speeds.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that on a half mile.
No.
If you do that, you're gonna flip or
Oh
die.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely go for a ride.
Quarter mile though, you can kind of get away with a little slam here and there, and I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
It's more exciting, but I'm sure it's not too exciting being in there getting banged around, meeting the
I
sandwich.
mean, there's a difference between being aggressive and just driving over someone or through them. So, luckily, a lot of guys that run Watsonville, they don't do that too often, and we usually have some good races,
Yeah.
side-by-side action.
So this weekend you're gonna give it to you can decide who wins the championship this week.
Nah, I'm not gonna get
You
involved.
can do it.
My main goal is
Power, buddy. It's
go
all
out
about
and
the power.
have fun and do the best we can.
You can throw the mallet down.
Not gonna do it.
I know. I'm sure you ain't. I'm just kidding. And after this weekend, nothing.
We got Petaluma next Saturday, and then we're off. I don't know. Might be the end of the year.
So this weekend, Friday, wingless at Santa Maria, and is the Petaluma race.
Petaluma's non-wing, the
Non-wing.
final USAC race, and I don't know. Might dig out the micro too.
And no to Turkey Bowl.
Not at the moment.
You're gonna
no.
take a big all-season break, apparently.
Maybe. There's a Marysville race on the 9th that will probably hit.
November.
Yeah, November. And then after that, vacation time, go-karts, rebuild. I don't know. Just depends week by week.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting to sit out 2 weeks prior to this last weekend, so yeah,
Okay.
anything can happen.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a car.
That's the thing. They had a Carruthers Fair a couple weeks ago with some go-karts. Made me think of you when you ran go-karts in Arizona. It'd have been cool to have you out there.
Oh, well, nobody messaged me. I was just a nobody. But
Your
they
butt-
put me in sprint
One of your
cars.
supporters was out
What'd you
there.
think of my sprint car laps?
I thought you looked pretty good.
I know I had everyone tricked that I ran into.
Yeah, everyone was thinking. Some guys didn't even watch, and they were
they were still talking shit.
Talking about you stuffing in the wall. I was like, you got to click on it. He actually looked pretty good.
I know.
It wasn't him.
Well, dude, I mean, I could have looked a lot better if that sun wasn't where it was.
Yeah,
you can't see the corner.
Yeah.
If you have laps of the track, then you know where you're at. But I had no fucking idea where anything was.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, all right. Well,
yep.
Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Messages.
Oh, I'm sure.
Why did you talk to that motherfucker? Fuck him.
It's all good.
Those are the good ones.
It was fun.
You need to look forward to those.
It'll be entertaining.
We'll see. Well, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time here. Not with Koen Shaw, but here on Dirt Track State of Mind. There's all kinds of chassis, trophies everywhere. I just noticed them.
Yeah.